Alright, it's the final part. Alright, man, I love your videos. Yeah, you better enjoy the series while I can. Yeah, man. Yeah, so $460 towards the game. That's what I'm looking at something I heard of. Unreal Engine 5. You guys don't know what Unreal Engine 5 is. Go on YouTube, type in Matrix Awakens demo. And when you saw Keanu Reeves in the beginning with Carrie Moss, that was not really him. That was the Unreal Engine 5 technology. And go watch the gameplay. You'll see what I mean. That's Unreal Engine 5. That's only top notch. George's like, Ivan, you're putting Unreal Engine 5 technology into your game? I'm like, yeah. He's like, holy shit. And by then, PS6 will be out. PS6, Xbox, what? Xbox 5 will be out. PS6 will be out by then, right? Yeah. I'll probably release it on PS6 and Xbox 5. Or just exclusively on PS6, I'll release Zanus. We'll see what happens, obviously. Obviously, right? Yeah. This is unheard for the game. So, yeah, so me and VJ do not have time to sign all the games. It's too much work for us. So what I'll do is I'll hire producers to handle that. Okay, I want you guys. Okay, the game designers are going to be flying. The game designers are going to what? I'm going to have to hire my own small team for the game, contractor team. Okay, you guys have to. Okay, all the game designers are going to be flown to Vancouver and they're going to meet you in the game studio building, and you guys have to sign all those guys. We don't have time to say. We have to focus on the. We don't have time to sign all those guys. We have to focus on the movie. Sign all those guys. Okay, Ivan, how much would we pay them? Okay, the assistants and all of them, pay them. It depends on how much people. If there's like 500 people, pay the guys like $65,000, $70,000. That's enough. Do not go any harder than that. And the art director, the writer, pay those guys like 100, 150, 200, 300, even $400,000. The art director and them are like the bosses of the movie. You guys are my producers. I'll pay you like a nice $400,000 to produce as my producers. Everyone else pay them like 70,000. Depends on how much people there. If there's 1,000 people, you have to pay them like 60, 55K. But I'll probably have maybe about 500 people working on the game, so pay them like $70,000 around there. 70, 65,000. 65,000 is good enough. You gotta watch it for the budget, and you know what I'm saying? You guys are gonna have to make calls for the food. I'll hire chefs to cook food for all you guys while you're working, and you're gonna have to rent like hundreds of trailers around my property. I'm gonna have a good like 500 trailers around that building. Something crazy, yeah. Because all those guys who are working there are gonna have to sleep in trailers. But chances are I'm gonna have a small team, maybe like a 200 team, and that's enough. If I have a 200 team, I can pay them like $80,000. All those guys $80,000, a nice paycheck. If I have 200 team, if I have 500, I have to pay them like 65K. Depends how much people I have. You sign all those guys, and then the rest goes towards the movie. Goes towards the game. I want the Unreal Engine 5 technology in the game. You have to hire someone to write the game, obviously. You guys have to do the concept arts for the game. I'll consult with Mel and Pierre and all them once a week. I'll consult a little bit, and that's but you guys are. I'm not gonna work on the game, and you guys. I'll consult, but you guys have to focus on the game. I can't do both game and movie. It's too much work. I have to focus on my movie, obviously. My movie is more important than the game, obviously. Sarah. So producers, you can pay them like 400K. The art director, the writer, those guys, you pay them a couple hundred grand. Whereas all the other assistants, you pay them like 65, 70, 75, 80K, depending on how much people I hire, obviously. Obviously. While you guys work on the game, I will fly in Rabrad. You can have him watch some of pre-production. That way he's familiar with the game, obviously, and you know what I'm saying? And then what? And also, once the game is ready for launch, you fly in Rabbit, and he gets he got his $40,000 check, and he gets his $600,000 for his like 2.5, 3 week walkthrough. That's a good deal for him. And I'll give Rabrad like $1,000 for $800 for food. $800 is enough for food for 3 weeks. If you Rabbit, you want to go, if you want to go out, and I'll have limo services for him if you want, or a cab driver. I can, instead of hiring limo service, you can have a cab driver for him that can take him around. A cab driver all day that can take him to all these places if you want. We'll see what happens, obviously. When Rabbit wants to go to this restaurant, a cab driver can take him there. He doesn't have to walk there or take a cab, spend money on a cab. Since there, you have transportation for him if you want. Or I can rent a car for him. Renting a car is more expensive than I'll hire a driver for Rabbit. I'll hire, like, I won't have a limo service Rabbit, but I'll hire a driver to drive him around. Hey, look, man, I want you driving Rabbit around for 3 weeks. I'll pay you like $10,000 for it. I'll pay the guy a nice $10,000. 10,000, 15,000. Okay, look, I'll pay you $50,000. It's a good deal for the driver. Drive this guy around for I want you need to be available all day. Drive this guy around. If Rabbit wants to go to an event, he wants to go to the theaters, you drive him to the theaters. That way he has transportation. You don't want Rabbit paying for his own cab and all stuff. No. Have a driver for him. Not a limo service, I'll have a driver for him that can drive him around. Easy, affordable. And Rabbit signs that big, massive deal. He's all excited for this game walkthrough. Yeah. Obviously. And then me and VJ are going to take $200 million. Okay, George, okay, Ivan, do you want to like lease a building downtown, or do you want to like buy your own land and build your own property on Skywalker Ranch? No, George. I want to buy my own land and build my own Skywalker Ranch. Oh, really, Ivan? Yeah, okay, Ivan, you have to go land shopping. And me and VJ will be fine. We go land shopping with George. The land will probably cost me a good like $500,000 to $1 million, 1.5 even $2 million to buy around there. It's expensive. Okay, Ivan, how much acres? Okay, I want a good 30, 40, 50 acres of land. That's enough. I don't want 100 acres. That's too fucking big. Unless it's it's a property near the water and it happens to be 100 acres, I'll buy it. But 100 acres, you're wasting money because that's too big. 30 acres, 40 acres is good enough for the property land. Yeah, can you find me land near the water? I want land near the water. Land right next to the water, like you have a view of the water and everything. That way I can park my yacht there. In the summertime, fall, and spring, I park my yacht in the water. The yacht is parked in the water and there's a docking area. In the wintertime, I build a parking garage. I park the yacht in the garage. That way it does not get ruined during winter, obviously. Yeah, chances are my land will be outside Vancouver. It'll probably be in another city next to Vancouver, like Burnaby, BC, Surrey, BC. Those places are like they're 20 minutes away from Vancouver. There's small cities next to Vancouver. Just like Elmer's next to Ottawa. Yeah, I'm probably going to buy land probably outside Vancouver in a city near Vancouver. Ivan, I think we found the best land for you. It's right near the water. How much acres? Yeah, it's 40 acres. And we see the land. Obviously, it's full of trees. Because Vancouver and BC and Vancouver has a lot of all the lands have a lot of trees. Obviously, if there's no trees, it'll save me money. The people don't have to cut down the trees. But if there's a lot of trees, they're looking at a lot of work. They have to cut down all those trees, man. You have to put money into like all these machinery tools like bulldozers, all that stuff to cut down all these trees. Yeah, obviously. Ivan, I found this land, and he's like, Ivan, I think this is your land. We buy the land. Yeah, it's a good $1.5 million to buy. We get in touch with the landlord. Okay, how much do you want for this? Yeah, I want $1.5 million. Okay, I'll give you the $1.5 million for the land. And me and VJ, we buy the land with George. You know what I'm saying? Something top notch, yeah, man. We buy the land with George, obviously. We buy the land with George, me and VJ. You know what I'm saying? And once we buy the land with VJ, we now have to. Okay, George. Okay, Ivan. You want to know what you need to design all this. Yeah, George. Should I hire? Yeah, Ivan. You have to hire an architect team. And I call an architect company and I contact them. And me, VJ, and George are gonna what? We're gonna discuss what we want the property land to look like. Hey, Ivan. We can build a model for you. What do you want your land to look like? And I pull up my phone. I'm like, I want it to look like this. And I show them that ground to look like property. George like, Ivan, you want your land to look like that, Ivan? I'm like, yeah, George. Like, holy shit, that's fucking beautiful. That's nicer than my Skywalker Ranch. That's nicer than all these Warner Bros. That's nicer than all these Hollywood corporations. Property, Ivan. Yeah, fucking nice. So Ivan, so you want that like golf coursey look, the nice gardening, the nice buildings lighting up at night? Yes. I want it exactly like this, guys. You want a docking area where I park the yacht. You see the docks, and you have an area where I park the jet. Yeah, I want it like that. So you want your studio office to look something like these buildings here? Yes. Obviously. What I mean exactly like this picture, I mean like the way this thing is designed, I want it like that. I'm not gonna have that much building in my property, obviously, but I want the layout to be like this, to look neat and like everything. Like at nighttime, the general light's gonna want something nice. I want a Sky Source entertainment sign in front of my property, like the Hollywood sign. At nighttime, it lights up. Something cool like that. I want a nice parking lot. You want an underground parking lot? No, I don't need an underground parking lot, but I want a nice parking lot where my team can park their cars in front of my. So okay, so yeah, Ivan, what do you want? Okay, you go in. You have the studio and they design it all for me. The Sky Source Entertainment sign. Our main studio office building where me the 17 and all the work. You have another big building, and that's where the visual effects team. And George walks me through. Okay, George. Okay, I want to build another building. That's where the visual effects team works. That's where my web designer and graphic designers work. My doc editor will have his own office. That's where they work too. I want you. Hey, Ivan, what do you want in here? Okay, George. Okay, Ivan. This is how many departments are. Okay, I want you to build a concert art room for the concert arts. Okay, we can build a concert art room for you, Ivan, where you can hang the pictures on stuff. I want you to build the editing room, the sound mixing room, the sound room, obviously, and the VFX artist room. And you also have other departments I don't know. We have to build. Okay, how much? George? How much? Ivan? There's a good like 12 departments. We build 12 separate rooms for all these different departments. A big building. This thing amazing. And a concert art room. And then the web designer has his own. I want you to build a small office for the web designer, for the graphic designers, and also for the what? For the for the doc for the editor for the documentary. And design the interior of that. And okay, this is what I want the exterior to look like. So the special effects unit building will not be as luxury as the main studio office. It's a building. It's a visual effects building. But you're looking at a nice building. I want you to okay, and look, further on you build. I want to build a game studio building, and that building will be massive. You're looking at like hundreds of people working there, a couple hundred people working there. Have a building that fits a good 200 people is enough for the game. There's many big games that were made that only had like 200 people working on it. I'll have a good 200 team for the game. That's enough. Build a building that can fit like 200 people working in there. A massive building. I'll put a good 40 million, 45, even 50 million towards that building. And I'll hire a game expert and he'll walk me through all the parts for the game. Yo, Ivan, you need to build a voice recording room where you're going to do voice recording for your game. And you need to build a studio where the actors and all of them wear the motion capture technology. The blue screen, the motion capture technology. That way, if you want the characters in your game to look like your actors, they have to wear the motion capture technology. That way I look like me in the Zanis game, VJ looks like VJ in the Zanis game. All the actors look like themselves in the Zanis game. It's something amazing. Some say, yeah, I want you to build a parking area for the jet and a docking area for the yacht. Build roads. You have to build some roads, parking lot, all that stuff. I want there to be an area where there's room for trailers, where the game studio building will be built. The game studio I'm gonna put like probably 45. That's a good chunk of the budget, man. Like 45 million, 50 million towards that building. I have to pimp it out. It's a massive building I'm gonna build, man. Or the studio office, I'll probably put like 30 million towards that. That's enough. But I'm also putting money into cutting trees and landscaping. If you want that golf course landscaping look, yeah, you have to do landscaping for that. And gardening work. It all costs money, man. You know, if you want to do gardening work and landscaping, it all costs money too. Yeah, man, it's a lot of money, man. That's why I'm going to put $200 million towards that. And once, I'm also going to have to hire engineers to design. Okay, once the building is built, I'll do that later on. Once the building is built, I have to hire engineers to build my payment system and design my computer software technology for my team to work with. Something advanced with GPS, with touchscreens. And I want you to design my $600,000 payment system for the extras and paying my cast and my crew. Paying the extras and paying my cast and my crew. So for the extras, they have this card, they scan the machine, the $180 goes into their account, into their card. And the actors and crewmen, like the account punches in the information, and the actors get this statement on their email: you have received this amount of money. They get their tax deductions, the agents 10%, and the money gets wired or deposited into their account. Something advanced like that. I'm gonna build a super advanced. Yeah, we can design this advanced payment for you for 600K. That's so high tech, Ivan. Yeah, Ivan, 100K is fucking high tech enough for a payment system. You're putting 600K. Yeah, you're looking at a high tech payment system, Ivan. You want a GPS with that? Yeah, put a GPS in there. That way it's cool. My company's top notch. What I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And then once the architectural model is now designed, obviously, Pierre, VJ, and George, we see the nice architectural design. I now have to hire a construction company in Vancouver to now build my land based off the concerts. So you contact the construction company in Vancouver. Yeah, I need you guys to build my land, build all the buildings, do all the landscaping, everything on my land based off this model you see here. You know how when you watch Iron Man, you have that model of that land? Yeah, you have an architectural model. And the construction crewmen build your amazing grounds will look like probably based off the model that you designed. Something beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, how much you guys want for this? Okay, how much crewmen? Yeah, you're gonna need to hire like 100 crewmen for this, Ivan. Lumberjack people to cut down the trees, landscaping people, people to build the parking lot, people to build your buildings, the electricity people. It's a lot of work, man. Yeah, to build your dock, build your parking area for your jets. A lot of work, Ivan. Your sign. We need to get like 100 people crewmen. Yeah, how much money? Okay, Ivan, give us. We can do it for $1.5 million. No, I'll give you double that. I'll give you $3 million. I'll give you $3 million. And the $3 million is paid through. It's paid through the $200 million the budget I have for going towards this. That way you can pay your construction crewmen a nice salary. Pay them a nice $60,000 salary to feed their families. Yeah. Ivan, will you feed them? No, I'm not going to feed them because what? I mean, look, man. The $3 million I'm paying you, that if you want to feed your crewmen, that's you pay it through the $3 million I gave you, obviously. And the owner of the construction company will obviously pocket most of the money. He'll pocket probably like $500K for himself, maybe $400K for himself, and the other crewman he pays like $60,000, $20,000. The owner of the construction company. I'm gonna hire the biggest construction company in Vancouver, the best one in Vancouver to build that project, obviously. And once that's over with, the doc will be filming all this, by the way. Don't forget that, right? The part of the documentary. Me and Vijay will take our vacation. We'll send Rodriguez home. And like 10 months go by and the property's now built. And Vijay's like, oh my God, Ivan, this is beautiful. We own all this? I'm like, yeah, Ivan, here's your land. They give us a tour. I might have the doc crew film this, obviously. The Vancouver production company film this. And like they give us a tour of the whole land. Hey, Ivan, here's your studio office. Here's your parking lot. Vijay's are all shocked. Holy shit, this is beautiful. Here's your specific unit building, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Here's your game studio. They give us a tour of the whole land. Here's your docking area where you park your yacht. Here's your parking area for your jet. Maybe you can now park our jets there. We're all shocked. Holy shit. And that's why all the Hollywood actors for Zanus are going to be shocked when they see my land. Peter Jackson and others are going to be shocked. Ivan, this is your land? I'm like, yeah, holy shit, this is nice. This is much nicer than fucking all the Hollywood companies' property, Ivan. Yeah. Your company's top notch, Ivan. Peter Miller, Ivan, your company's top notch. All the actors are brag, yeah, man, Ivan's company's better in Hollywood, man. He has a nice fucking property of land. You guys will see this in the doc. Yeah, he owns this high-end jet with a GPS. You know what I'm saying? It's a high-end condo. His high-end yacht. I partied up on his yacht. I did Taylor Reese's yacht. His company's top unheard technology for the movies. Yeah, luxury buffet. Yeah. Ivan's company's better in fucking Hollywood, man. Yeah, my company's better in Hollywood, man. Yeah, man. That's why we should be so proud of Ivan, man. We're going to be movie stars. Cheers. We own our big Skies Entertainment Company. Well, thank you, Ivan. I'm out of Hollywood. I'm amazed talking with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, me and VJ will be boss, man. Yeah, man. Anyways, this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to upload this video. I'm going to take a shower, and I'll watch the show with you guys. Ivan and Mary, I'm signing out. Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.